All right, and hello everybody. This is Michael Condon representing the TooMedToo's Star Wars Network. We've got your fix, and this is the Septic tank. I was actually planning on being a little bit early, but I was walking to Lila, and some very not nice person had a ton of fireworks they were blowing off. So she was going crazy, and she wouldn't do her business, and I had to take care of that before I get her going. And you know how it goes. So I'm just running a minute or two behind, but we're here. We're all ready to go. So we actually got a couple things that came up today that I wanted to maybe talk about. Nothing major. I usually try to save the news for our Bacta tank. But if there's any news you guys want to talk about, feel free. I think everybody knows or should know. Well, I mean, not that you should know, but I've announced it a few times. There is an issue with my regular computer, so I'm using my little notepad, but it is only got 8 gigs of RAM and 500 gigabyte drive. So there's no gaming going on right now, and I'm a little bit on the slower side. I mean, not me personally, but the computer. So I can't really. I tested it out yesterday. I can't do a split screen with Twitch or with and show like Twitter or anything else why it's going on. It's not strong enough to work. So I'll have my camera on in a second so you guys can see my beautiful face. Momentarily. But yeah, something came up today when we were doing the Holocron house, and that was one of the things about talking about. It's been over a year now since we've seen Leia and The Rise of Skywalker. Has it been over a year? No, it's been a few months, 6 months, 8 months, whatever. So we've had enough time to, see it a few times, absorb it, and figure out. So maybe our thoughts on that just kind of came up today. I know I usually don't do anything. We just kind of go free balling, but we'll see. There was a couple other things too that I was like, "Oh, we should talk about that." Something came up in Alberto's stream today, and there was something else. I wish there was people here that could remember stuff for me. Rural Farm Boy's not around because it's too late for him. He's in bed. So, and I posted today because our friend Cam Ray is an avid Funko Pop collector. His collection is up to 1. That one he got from me because he won the Star Wars Celebrity Mashup. So I sent him the Funko Pop as the winner. And I was like, you know what? I was busting on a little bit. I said, if I can get up to 20 people in here today, I'll give away another Funko. So I just posted the link on there if anybody wants to hop in and chat with me. Sticker Mule just had a big sale on. They had a special every day. So I picked up a bunch of stickers. And I don't know if you guys saw my stream this morning. Some of the stickers I got, I'm going to, of course, show you those. But I guess we should be about ready to go. Well, you know what? It's good that you're here for Funko collecting tips because although I'm not a Funko Pop collector, Kylo Customs was in here. I'm not sure if he's still here or not, and he collects Funkos. Where is he up here? See, it takes a second for everything to load on there. he was here. He was the first one in here. So we'll see what's going on with that. We got some other people in here while I'm getting some things situated. And my headphones just beeped, which means I'm going to lose my headphones. But I got a backup, so I'll get it figured out. Don't worry. I'm a professional. Who else we got in here? See, this is so slow. It's hard to do this shit. We got... Oh, it left. Let's see if it's going to show now. We got Ronnie in here. We got Mr. Rez. We got Peter in here. Chris. Dale. We already said hi to Rez. One Link Gaming is stopping by. Radio Rebellion. Neon Sci-Fi. It has been a while. I haven't seen you in a while. So, yeah. So I said if we get up to 20 people at any time in the chat, that I will give away. Oh, I don't have the camera on yet, so you're going to have to give me a minute, but I'll show you what will be given away if we do that. So whatever you got to do to get people in here, share it. Open up your other account too. I don't give you better odds. I don't know. Share them on both accounts. Do some crazy things. But yeah, I learned actually a couple cool things on the Holocron house today. Of course, Star Wars related. I'd like to remember what they were. Oh, the first one is across from Pinewood Studios. There's another small studio that's named. I'd have to pull out the book and find it. Maybe I'll do that for you instead of just talking about it, because that would be the right thing to do for my peoples. All right, I think I'm situated enough. Oh, I don't like the way that looks. All right, I don't know if we're ready for the camera or not, but we'll see what happens. Where are my spectacles? If I'm going to be reading my book, I need some spectacles on. All right, we should be ready to go now. It was that damn fireworker. Well, you know what I mean. Disney Plus is unavailable in my region. Log in. Why does it have me logged out of Disney Plus? All right. So, we also have a new overlay going on over here too. So that's something nice. Yeah, but oh, this is what all right. So this book, we're going through it today. I was going to take a picture of it and share it, but I didn't do that because I can't get it to support. So let me find this bad boy over here for you. Let's see. This was today's. I don't remember where the Carrie Fisher thing was. I wasn't going to talk about that, but I mean, I just did. So, it is what it is. Chris, you're always ready for the camera. You like my pictures that I send out. And yeah, if you guys want to hop on here and chat, like I said, feel free. I just posted that. So let's see, where is this thing that I saw that I thought was pretty neat? It was kind of mind-blowing too. So everybody knows the first order symbol, what it looks like. And all right, so I think I'm just gonna have to disconnect this whole thing here. Oh my God. All right, so where are we here? All right. This is the first order symbol. All right, that we all know and love and that we've seen for a while. When we were doing the holocron house today, we came up, it's on page 222. It's the Star Destroyer factory. So it shows how, oh, all right, not there. The Star Destroyer. I wasn't really planning on this, so I'm not set up for it. But okay, so this is what it looks like. The back of the Star Destroyer is. Oh, that's not a Star Destroyer. All right, this isn't working out. Here we go. We'll do it like this. So here we go. All right, so the back of the Star Destroyer is back here, and they build it going out. So the front would actually, come out to here. You can kind of see them over there. What I'm talking about. Well, the thing we saw today when we were doing it, this is how they build them. They build them in a Star Destroyer factory ring. So here's the big ring that they do them in, and here's the Star Destroyers coming out. All right there. And it took me a minute to realize something over here. When you're looking at it, it's like, okay, that's cool. The way that they're doing it, that's pretty neato. But then all of a sudden you come over here and you look at that, and those are Star Destroyers coming out of the Star Destroyer ring factory. So the question is, how long do they have an idea of this when they made that symbol? Or do they make the symbol and put that in afterwards to go along with it? It's a lot better picture showing for on the holocron house than it was earlier. So yeah, that's woo. All right, so yeah, that was what I wanted to talk about to start off with, was how long ago, because there was a lot of talk. Oh, and we have somebody that wants to come on and talk now. I can't do this thing. Damn it. All right, add to stream. Should be a second. It's just a little slow.
How's it going, buddy?
How are you doing, buddy?
Man, I'm doing fantastic, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
I feel like we've crossed paths.
All right. How'd everything go today with your Well, I mean, that's the way it works sometimes. You were on break. I read your message that you sent me. You were taking a break from your break.
Right.
I'm not sure what that means, but you were taking a break from your break, which is kind of the way to do it. If you're going to be on break, you might as well be on break from your break.
Because, you got to pay attention.
That's like a double break.
You got to pay attention to the spelling, man. The BREAK from the BRAKES. I was working on my breaks today. I won't get into the details. It was a real pain in the ass, pain in the gonk. And we got it done before the rain, and we were able to grill out a little bit today. So I'm in a really good mood. Just chilling, man. And we got to see each other in Alberto's show, Radio Rebellion. Shout out to my man there in the chat.
We did.
Yeah, that's always a good show. But yeah, man, it's been a really good day.
And you did not get banned from his chat today?
Yeah, that's kind of amazing. Like I actually was talking to Eden about that. I was like, hey, you know, like this is the first time in I think a month that Michael hasn't banned me from someone else's live chat. Like, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's a good day. It's a really good day.
Well, because you were trying to gonk my chat earlier today, which was good, except they did hit me with a limited monetization on that chat for content or whatever the hell they said. So I had to challenge it. Every time I challenged it, so I mean, I've had about 15 times that they've hit me for inappropriate content, and I've challenged them all, and only one of them they didn't reverse it. So, I mean, it's nothing bad. I said fuck a bunch of times, I think, and I don't know, son of a bitch, asshole, like nothing out of the normal that I normally do.
You were talking about
it might have just been too many times
in your butthole, man. Like, what? Tell us a little bit more about "What's in My Butthole" song, because like I didn't know what the fuck you were talking about.
Oh, you guys have never heard "What's Inside My Butthole"?
No.
All right. I'm gonna see if it wouldn't. The other day, I was talking to a rural boy, and I tried to do this. Do it.
Do it now.
So I'm gonna try and do this for y'all, and if it's the computer's running really slow right now, so you got to bear with me. But I clicked it to go over, and it's still waiting to go. So if I lose you guys or break up, you know, I'll be back on or around or whatever.
Okay.
It's still not going. But I mean, at least I can. So the important thing is I can stream. I just can't do anything more than that. This isn't even going anywhere. So.
Our buddy Jay is saying "fuck"
let's see here.
Really loud. You all right there, buddy? Lots of gonks in the chat too, man. You need a gong droid, man. I'm telling you, like he's been extremely useful for jam transmissions, man. Like it keeps it, you know, like the monetization, man. Like we don't get no money, but like for you, you know, you want some monetization for your YouTube channel, man. Like you just need to not cuss so much, man. Have you thought about that?
I mean, I don't even really, you know, do it that much. But yeah, I don't even notice half the time when I'm doing it. And then sometimes I get on a roll, I just can't stop. I teach myself some new words.
You were just acting out today, man. Like,
it's still loading my YouTube channel. So yeah, we'll come back to it in a minute and see.
Okay.
I can talk about what's inside my butthole. And then I need to give everyone. I need to give a special shout out to our buddy. See, my mouse doesn't even work on here because it's so slow running that I gotta do everything with my hand. Thank God that this is a touch screen. But now I just went all the way to the top, so you know it's not ready for this. So these aren't normal circumstances. But Charles in here.
What's up, Charles?
I need to give a special shout out for Charles. He's been doing, you know, like I say, this is a network of one. And the guys from Hana Chronicles were on here, and they work many because all my friends help out around here. So Charles has been giving me a lot of big help. Charles worked on the overlays that you see here. If a fly lands in your room, you unknowingly switch it in your mouth. Does it kill the germs? Yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it depends how strong you make your drink. If you make your drink, you know, the proper way, then yes. And see, it's still loading YouTube for me because I'm using so much power on StreamYard that it still hasn't loaded yet. So, I mean, you know, sometime eventually I'll try and get on there. If it takes a couple minutes to load, and then maybe if I get rid of Twitter, I have Twitter open too. So we'll get rid of Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, like Rez says, the Coke. It's
Maybe
the
that
Coke, man. Like, have you
a
ever
little bit.
dropped a
I don't
penny
know how
in some
much
Coke?
RAM Twitter uses.
It's going to clean it all
But
up.
while we're doing that, I'm starting to slow down a lot. It must be working, the YouTube angle.
So, man, you were talking about
like this bad boy right here. We got the Mexican Coke. Refreshing. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. It still hasn't loaded yet, so it's slowing this down way too much. I'll everybody just really quick Google what's inside my butthole on YouTube, and it'll come up. And maybe you can screen on your end. On the bottom, it says share screen, so I'll tell you exactly what to do. You gonna do this for me, brother? All right. So, open up in another window. Open up YouTube, or just Google what's inside my butthole, and it should come up.
I'm all over it like flies on shit, buddy.
Like flies in rum and Coke.
Right. Yeah, man. Even the Coke, man. Like I was saying, like you ever put a penny in Coke? Like it cleans it, no problem. Imagine what it does to your fucking insides, man.
If your toilet's clogged, it works. If you got drains or whatever, your pipes aren't working properly, you put some Coke in there. But I think that your body's amazing what it can do, what it can take. So I think a little bit of Coke isn't really going to hurt you too much.
So what I'm finding on YouTube is like a little girl with a little guitar, maybe a ukulele, and it says, "I wonder what's inside your butthole." Is this the song that you're wanting me to put on your stream right now?
Yes. So what you're gonna need to do is go to at the bottom, share screen. And then a little box is gonna pop up. You want to in the bottom corner, you want to share sound or audio or whatever it says. And then you should have like a list that came up of whatever windows you have open. Mm-hmm. And then at the top, you want to do, I'm assuming you're using Google Chrome, unless you're using Apple or whatever, but you want to click on whatever it is so you can share that window.
Okay.
Okay. And you can hit play. Let me get out of here so that it uses a little bit less. Whatever. So, okay, let's see.
You ready for me to hit play on that? I see what's going on.
You need to share the screen. You need to. All right, there you go. Yeah, go ahead and hit play. Oh, you didn't hit. Did you hit the share audio?
Did I screw it up?
On the box? I think so. You're going to have to exit out and go back over it and do it again. So just, yeah, share your screen again. So when you hit share screen, a box pops up and it lists for you in the middle whatever windows you have open. Before you click on that, underneath that, there's a little box you need to check to share your audio.
Yep.
Okay, so click that, and then click on the little girl again.
Yeah, we're good to go, buddy.
Dude, I can't believe you guys have not seen this song. Dude. You guys, you are about to be mesmerized by this. Is like one of the best songs of 2020, for real. And there's some remix versions out there. I'm not sure which one you're playing or which one it is, but just go ahead and pull it up there. And I don't know if you got to pull it up or if I got to pull it up. I think you can pull it up. Oh,
okay.
Just go ahead and play that.
I wonder what's inside of a hole. I wonder what's inside of a hole. Maybe there's astronauts and maybe there's aliens all inside your butthole. What's inside your butthole? I always want to know what's inside your butthole. I always want to know what's inside your butt. I wonder what's inside your butthole. I wonder what's inside your butthole. Maybe there's astronauts, maybe there's aliens all inside your butthole. What's inside your butthole? I always want to know.
You go down, there's some remixes on there.
I always want to know what's inside your butt.
Go down one or two and see. Go to the remixes if they have any listed on there.
I wonder what's inside your butthole. What's inside your butthole? Maybe there's astronauts, maybe there's aliens all inside your butthole. What's inside your butthole? I always want to know. What's inside your butthole? I always want to know. I wonder what's inside your butthole. What's inside your butthole? Maybe there's astronauts, maybe there's aliens all inside your butthole. What's inside your butthole? I always want to know.
What's inside your
I
butthole?
always want to know. I wonder what's inside your butthole. What's inside your butthole?
It's beautiful.
And see, this is the great content you get on the TooMedToo's Star Wars Network. You can see over my shoulder here. It is an award-winning network too. We're stuck in Sith Red right now. This is an award-winning network. So I mean,
Sometimes I wonder
because,
why,
dude,
buddy.
it's so awesome.
All right.
I mean, the people have spoken. That's all I can say.
Fair enough. I mean, you have a trophy, so yeah. So I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about that Star Destroyer thing that you pointed out, man. Like the First Order insignia is like the round production line of all those Star Destroyers.
Yes,
it's pretty fascinating, man. Like because we've always heard about like these giant ships being made, and like for a trade. Like I build vehicles on an assembly line. Like that's my job. And like I sit here and I think about these giant starships. Like how do you sit there? Like I was wondering, where are all the things that put like the outside plating and stuff on that? Like, because I know how vehicles are made, man, like with stamping and stuff like that. And it just blows my mind. Like, I don't know, man. Like, do you ever think about the grand scale of making a starship that big, and like how is it working, man? Like, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I just figured that it was too big to do like car production. Like you put a bunch of cars through and stamp and bam, bam, bam. Everyone knows or should know how a car is made. I'm not saying you should know how a car is made. I'm speculating that you know how a car is made, going through the assembly line. And I figured it was something along the lines of that, but it was built piece by piece. Like they had one big warehouse and they built that, however many people it was, piece by piece built it and got it out of there. Piece by piece built it and got it out of there. Oh, and really quick, Charles, do you like the Wampa from Empire Strikes Back? So I figured it was something like that, but then we found out you were actually there, and I kind of showed it. It really didn't look that good when I was showing it, just because I didn't have it set up right, and I was just pulling off and doing it. I mean, I don't know if I can do it like this, hold it up, it might be a little better. So this is like if you cut it in half, but it's not cut in half. You can see they're building it out. So like the bit is stuck into whatever they're using to hold it in place, and they're building it out going from the ass to the nose of it, or I don't know what you call a starship, but you guys know what I'm saying. And then you see another one here, and that's the wrong one. Then you see another one here, showing how it is.
I mean, you're gonna need some ships to kind of come out there and like place things on the plating, because you're in the vacuum of space, man. I don't know. It's just,
well, first of all,
blew my mind. Like when you made that discovery this afternoon, it was really
don't
cool.
get all scientific. Get all Star Wars. And there you can see it. It just when I saw it at first, I wasn't paying attention. I thought it was just a ring with. It's a septic tank, so everyone knows. It looked like a cock ring. I was like, okay, I don't know why there's a cock ring on here, but whatever. Oh, look! Right as I start talking about cock rings, Christina shows up. That's
looks like a really painful cock ring, man. That's not one that I would want to put on.
Well, okay, picture not Imperial or Imperial ships, Imperial deaths. I can't even talk right now. But a nice little soft jelly type thing or whatever. But I mean, it's a something. Hey, listen, it says not safe for work. Mom, please do not watch. So, I mean, like you can't get really be like, oh my God, he said something about cock rings because maybe I'm not going to be able to monetize this video, but you know what? It's not like I get a lot of views. What's my 100 views going to get me? Over my 100 views over the next couple of weeks is going to get me, 50 cents, 30 cents. I'm not really too worried about it. Yeah, it'd be nice because those add up, eventually adding up. But Christina, you want to come on here and talk about toys? That was the first one I had to take off. That one I didn't leave on the stream. But so I didn't really notice. I just thought it was whatever. And then after we got done and we were talking about that bottom one where it's built from the back to the front going out, then I went back up and I was like, holy shit. I realize what that is now because I thought it was just a small ring of something. I didn't realize the size of it. And then once I realized that, but yeah, you got to remember, dude, they have invisible shields that keep it doesn't matter that it's space out there. You have invisible walls that keep it out. So they could have some guy schlubbing over on the top going out. Christina, I don't know if you want to come on here or not because we're having a great conversation about the First Order, and I don't know if you saw this or not yet. But you can always get at Gutter Talk, but we usually try and save that for later. But it is what it is. Is that working? See, I can't even get this shit to work. Okay. I'll post that if anybody wants to come on here. And Charles, I just need to tell me if you like Wampas. Are Wampas a cool thing that you like, or do you like Trandoshans more? Or so yeah, I mean they build it going out, and just think of how many man hours that takes. Or is it all droids doing it? But then again, I didn't really see in the Rise of Skywalker many droids there, so it has to be acolytes that were building it. But yeah, you seemed that you were quite surprised also at, maybe that's what it was. Maybe they turned it on when I started swearing about that when I realized what it was. But Pete, you seemed quite surprised at.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when I saw it, man. It was always like an insignia that I thought was almost just kind of like a copy of the Imperial insignia, but man, that's definitely what it is, and it's really cool that you made that connection. Yeah, I'm still trying to wrap my mind around it. Like, as somebody that manufactures vehicles, like how do you make these giant Star Destroyers? Yeah, I don't know. It's just really cool. So what's the deal with the Wampas and the Trandoshans? Is this a thing about like your Funko Pop collecting, or is this like a thing about like, are you talking about like from a certain point of view, Empire Strikes Back, like that story about the Wampas? What's this about?
I was just asking Charles like the Wampas because I don't know. I gotta hang on a second, people. Woo! That's my light. But yeah, I come on, move. Data's got to get in the secret hiding spot. I mean, that's the other question. Like they say, things have been planned in this series or this, the sequel trilogy, and after what we've seen, we kind of a lot of people have said BS, that nothing was really planned. But if that's the insignia that they came up with, did they have that idea of ships being built in that way, and that's where the insignia came from? And then if so, did they know how they were going to be built, that was the reason they were being built that way, is because whether it was the emperor or whatever it happens to be, is building these ships out there to amass this huge fleet over the 20 or 30 years that have passed, or whatever, whatever, almost 40 years. So, like, did they actually really have a plan like that? What did they actually have planned? Or did it just happen to be that they made the symbol to look like that, and then somebody's just, I mean, I don't know. They're a bunch of dudes. Maybe they were like doing what guys do, sitting around and, obliterating brains in whichever way they do. And we're like, you know what that looks like? That looks like if we did this. And that's how it got made.
You're probably right, man. You're probably right.
So, I mean, that was, well, I mean, which way did they have it going? That's what I was, and we're back. So I have, so you guys know, if we hit 20 people in the chat, which we usually get about 10 or 12, 13. So I thought maybe we'd be able to do it. I put the number a little bit higher just to try and get it there. We are going to not give away this guy. This guy's staying here. He's not going anywhere. This is my prize. When Danielle found that I won the prize, she was like, or won the contest. She was like, oh, that's nice. And I'm like, no, I was like, I really won. She was like, okay, good for you. Yeah, you got somebody said you won an award, or somebody said you won. And I was like, okay, fine. And then all of a sudden, that award came, and she's like, you actually won something? I was like, yeah, I told you I won, dude. Like, what are you talking about? But, so if we hit 20 people in the chat, at any point in time, I'll go through and I'll look and see who we have in the chat when we were going to hit it. Or anybody that's been in the chat all night long can do it. It doesn't have to be when we hit 20. I'll go through, I'll write everybody down, and then randomly I'll use a number generator and pick someone to win this guy. He is the Trandoshan Funko Pop. Sweet. From The Mandalorian.
Nice.
Very, very hard. Very, very hard to get when he first came out. Because it is a Walgreens exclusive. And in case you've been in a coma for the last 4 months and just woke up, there's a pandemic going on. So it was very, very hard to get. And all of a sudden people decided, oh, it's other people die. We don't have to wear masks. Let's go out and go shopping. And then they kind of flooded the market that way. But I have a couple laying around. And so, yeah, all we got to do is get up to that 20 mark. And so go ahead and share it, do whatever. And then for Charles, if you're in here, I don't know, you helped me out. You you're a good friend. You didn't ask for any money. I offered, what does it cost? Nothing. You don't have friendship for you. So Charles, get in this bad boy right here. If you can see him.
Nice.
Ah! Ah! And we're going to find out what kind of story this guy has from a certain point of view, Empire Strikes Back 40th. Charles says he lives in Florida. He never heard of the pandemic.
Yeah. He hasn't heard about it. It was described as a tragic tale. I mean, like, that's the thing. Like, the stories that we know from Empire Strikes Back, like, one other one, like, not to take it away from the Wampa, but like talking about like that Dagobah cave, man. The person, are you going to personify the cave? Are you going to give the cave like a personality and like I don't know, man. Like, what did you think of the list that we got of the FAC POV ESB? I hate that hashtag so much.
40. Well, I mean, I think it's good. I think they obviously know what to put out there to get people enticed that liked the first book. And I thought the first book was amazing. There was a couple stories in there that I didn't think were good stories. But, you know, I mean, if you're talking about 92% of the or 92% of the stories in there were, you know, A pluses, and the other ones were not. I'm not going to go and say which ones, and you know, they just weren't A pluses for me. You know, I can handle that. So I think they picked out some ones that were going to be, and even if you didn't like the last book because you didn't give a shit about the Dianoga getting flushed down a toilet and ended up in the, oh, spoiler alert! Like there always are here. I give the spoiler alerts after I spoil things. If you didn't read the book, it's been out for 2 years. Sorry. You know, if you didn't really care about that, like if you wanted more stories, or I forget who I was talking to, somebody didn't like the Tarkin story, not for like homophobic reasons. They just didn't like that story itself. With him, was that where Tarkin's sleeping with his one of the underlings, or is that in the Tarkin book? I don't remember. Anyways, they didn't like that story. You know, but it's like, who doesn't like Wampas? Who doesn't like the Wampa? You know, and want to know. You know, that was always been speculation. What if the Wampa was trying to save him? You know, and doesn't know his own strength, and you know, knocks him out, and doesn't understand that he's gonna, you know, when he claws him, that he's gonna injure him. You know, almost to the point of death. He's just trying to grab him and take him back. And he's hanging him up so he's not in the fucking snow and in the ice. He's hanging him with a fire so he can dry, not trying to cook him. You know, is that the kind of story we're going to get? I mean, we got that story with the Dianoga that he was trying to just say hi to Luke. I want to make a friend. I'm trying to give him a hug. I'm not trying to drown you. And did what was going to happen, you know, and then he's getting shot with blasters and he's going on. I'm trying to make a friend, and you know, I'm being burnt. So I mean, that's just so much in, you know, and somebody had, could have been Cameron, I'm not sure. Somebody, one of our friends, that's a lot in posts often enough. It might not have been Cameron. I'm just, for some reason, that's just sticking out in my mind, but messaged Del Rey and said, hey, are we going to get character or creature stories? Or are we going to get at least one creature story or something similar to that? And they said, you're going to get many or a lot more than one or a bunch or something like that. And of course, I had some smart ass comment about it, how it's been now confirmed that we're going to get some story. I don't even remember. I mean, I don't remember half the shit I type sometimes. It pisses people off because, like, I'm just, you know, I don't put LOL after shit. So people get mad at me, like, what an asshole. It's like, well, no, if I would put LOL, you would have known that I was joking, but whatever, dude. So, yeah, I don't even remember what we're talking anymore. We got Star Wars coming out soon, books, stuff. So, no. Yeah, so it's like, I'm excited about it. And, you know, we're going to get creature stories, stuff from a certain point of view, a different point of view that we never would have thought we would have had, especially before the first book. I mean, I'm sure if you would have asked every person that likes Star Wars, what do you think we're going to get a story about? Someone would have said the Dianoga. But if you would have put, you know, that on a money line, that would have been such a big long shot that you would have never got that. So, yeah, I mean, you know, Charles is going to get a Wampa. He's going to be able to sit there and read the story to his Wampa. You know, I mean, I don't know.
You know,
it's
when
just,
you were talking
I mean, there's
about
like,
Tarkin, that story that you were talking about, that has to be the certain point of view story, because I don't remember that being in the Tarkin novel. That Adam, welcome Adam, by the way. I don't remember that being in the Tarkin novel. That was really good. Have you read Queen's Peril yet?
Yes.
Okay, so here's a funny thing, man. Me and Rick, we're gonna be reviewing.
Girls menstruate, dude. Girls menstruate. Get over it, okay? What, you don't have space periods? Come on.
Right.
That's
true.
I heard people complain about that. Why do they got to talk about women problems? Well, because that's
fuck those people, man.
Life, dude.
People got to complain about something like menstruation. I don't know what to say about people like that, man. Like fuck them. Like who cares? So here's the thing, man. Like we're gonna be like reviewing the book tomorrow, man. And like it's just been like one of those crazy weeks, like max overtime. And like I've only made it 50% through this book. And so like tomorrow I gotta read the rest of the book. Like it's crazy, man. Like I don't know. Like did you like the book? Because I really enjoy like E.K. Johnston's writing style. I reread Shadow, and like so far the book just rock and roll, man.
So, all right, this is going to be a spoiler for anybody that hasn't read the book and really wants to know the book. I mean, I don't think I'm going to delve too much into spoilers. I got to take my headphones off,
man. I'm only.
Well, no, not for you, but not like that. But I mean, it goes from, pre Phantom Menace to the start of Phantom Menace, a little bit into it. Which I mean, we already know that's not really me giving away anything unless you didn't know anything about the book. But it goes into the handmaidens and the use of handmaidens with Padme, and the use of handmaidens with Padme, and how each one was chosen and why they were chosen. And it goes into, a lot of explanations that we got in the first book, where we look out how her clothing was used for defense and to hide weapons and do this and do that and everything else. This just kind of gets it down to more of a minute detail, and things like that. So it gives you some like behind the scenes things, kind of like from a certain point of view does. It's still a canon book, but it's not like up there canon. Like it's really, it's enhancing the story. It's not telling the story. So I think with Queen's Peril, I really liked it. It just gives so many more layers to what you see on screen.
Yeah.
You have an entire book, however many, whatever it was, 8 hours or 10 hours on Audible, which you should be doing, dude. You can put that in while you're working on your break today, for your break. You could have been listening to that, but it makes it so much more layers involved into it. So, you see, I don't know how screen time they have on Gilster. Thanks for stopping by, brother. Really appreciate it. We'll catch you on the flip side. I know it's really late for you, or really early, one of the two. I'm not sure which one. But like how Padme actually has, and I think she quite a bit, but it is, just learning about her before she became queen. And, like I already said, you're learning about the other handmaidens, because I'm not going to say anything about that, just because I know that you didn't read the stuff yet. You're going to read tomorrow. It wouldn't be too much of a spoiler, but it's just the layers of depth it adds. So you're reading about a story you already know, and you already know what's going to happen in the book. So so they have to make the book so good that you're going to have to, or going to want to read it for just extra material. And it completely does that, because it's not, it is giving you new stuff, but it's not giving you any more new story. It's just filling in, I guess, which is new story, but I mean, you know what I'm saying, right? I don't know if my ramblings make sense or not sometimes.
Yeah, it makes perfect
they
sense.
do
You're talking about it enhancing the story that we already know, especially for fans of the Phantom Menace. And I'm definitely a big fan of the Phantom Menace, man. I've always wanted to know more about Padme. How did these characters get where they were? And that even includes people like Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, and Darth Maul. I mean, there are interludes that talk about more characters than just Padme and her handmaidens. And like her handmaidens, you learn more about their quirks, because like you can sit there and see them like in their scenes that they pop up in. And like I'm a big fan of one in particular, and we'll just kind of leave it at that. But like it's just it enhances the story, like you said. So I've enjoyed what I've read so far. I'm looking forward to finishing it, and it'll be a photo finish for sure. Like probably right before we record episode 68 tomorrow. I'll be telling Rick, man, I just finished it, so it'll be super fresh, super excited about that. And later,
yeah.
Gilster.
I mean, you know, like. I mean, the handmaidens were picked for a specific reason. Like Qui-Gon, they have a specific set of skills, and they're going to go and use them. And I think I've seen at least 5 or 6 movies with Qui-Gon in it where all he does is go and hunts down people that kidnap somebody. So, you know, I mean, literally, like he's got a certain skills now after that movie. But let's see if I can get this. Oh no, I'm highlighting somebody else now. I already highlighted that. See, I can't get this to work, and the mouse is everything's going too slow. But Vader Girl's here. Yeah, Vader's. I always say Vader Girl, but Vader's girl. And now I can't get back up to there. Oh no, I went too far.
Also, Adam, I was probably completely wrong about the Tarkin stuff, man. It's just based on memory, and like it's been years since I've read James Luceno's Tarkin, and like it's a good book, but only read it once.
There is. I'm gonna look it up after this, and I'll put it on there. There is either in the Tarkin novel or from a certain point of view where he's sleeping with somebody on the crew, and it's a man. And whoever it was that I was talking to said that like, they didn't like that story, not because of what the story contained. They just didn't like that story. Somebody else knows what I'm talking about, or I'm completely making that up. I don't know. Oh, so here you go. This is not Star Wars related at all, but so I never remember my fucking dreams. I either don't sleep or I sleep forever. Bless me. Thank you. You're welcome. So I had this dream last night, and I had it multiple times. So I'm on a bus. We were on a field trip, but we were all adults, and it was friends. I can't remember who the friends were. The back of the bus, white supremacists. We were just going to be on the same bus. And the front of the bus was all of our friends. I don't remember who the friends were. I don't know if it was Peter from my friends from high school or grade school or family, whatever it was. But Bobby from Sons of Anarchy, who was also in episode 5 or 6, whichever the bounty hunter one is, of The Mandalorian, was there. And he was the one of us. And he'd get up and start his white supremacy speech, and going on and on. And so to counteract that, I would get up and at the top of my lungs start singing American Music by Violent Femmes. I don't know why. And he would get so mad at me for doing that, interrupting him, he would sit back down until enough time had passed. Then he'd get back up and do it. And then start singing again to make him sit back down. And then they walked by us to get off the bus, and he told me that he was then he told me that he was going to firebomb my house for not going along with his white supremacy thing in the Brotherhood. So, yeah. So I mean, it's like, dude, like, what is, like, who knows dreams? Who can dissect my dream and tell me what it means that that's what was going on? And Why is it Bobby? Like Bobby's one of the nicest guys from Sons of Anarchy. You know, like I mean, yeah, it is Sons of Anarchy, but still, it's like it's one of the most like down to earth, like normal guys. I mean, he was kind of a scumbag. Maybe it wasn't him from Sons of Anarchy. Maybe it was his character that he played where he was a pedophile in Law and Order Special Victims Unit, or in The Mandalorian where he sits the Mandalorian. I don't know, but even though I'm a Star Wars fan, when I see that actor, I automatically think of Bobby from Sons of Anarchy. But
it's crazy, man.
Yeah,
like,
so I don't know. That was my dream, especially since I. So someone in here that knows about dreams, tell me what my dream means.
It's typically, man, like dreams are usually, like, from my experience, like they're dealing with things in the subconscious, things that kind of piss me off or move me in some kind of way. And like, I just haven't dealt with it in a, I don't know, just like in real life, like I don't know, man, like, are these things that are pissing you off? Well, obviously white supremacy fucking sucks. So, but maybe you just haven't hit it head on, and this is your way of dealing with it. Maybe you need to fucking just go punch some fucking Nazis, man. I don't know.
I could do that.
Yeah. They're out there, man. Fuck them. Yeah. They're out there, though.
Like Danielle is extremely anti-violent. It doesn't matter what's happening to you. Like if somebody punches you in the face and breaks your face off, you run away. Like you don't like hit them back to defend yourself or whatever. And I'm like, dude, I'm picking up whatever I'm, use whatever. And, you hit me, somebody's going to the hospital or going to the morgue. That's the way, I look at it. But I'm not going to walk up and punch you or whatever, hands on me or someone I love. Then it's, there's no, there's no limit to me stopping us, curbing you or whatever needs to be done to teach you a lesson to, be a better person in humanity. But I mean, that's, if you're going to do that in public, in society, you got to be taught a lesson. And how are you going to be taught a lesson? Obviously, you don't give a shit about going to jail and getting locked up. If you're, because you probably already have it if that's how you're acting. So, I mean, I wouldn't go and do it normally, but you know what I'm saying? Like if somebody hurt this little baby right here, hi, how you doing? Like I'd probably go to jail. Like I had some guy kick my dog. One time, not this one. Nubs, my dog that passed away, but lived in North Carolina. He kicked my dog, and I grabbed him and I drug him across the room. I punched him a couple of times, and I put him on the couch, and I literally went back and forth and I bit the face until he started crying for so long to teach him a lesson and to humiliate him because there was other people at my house, and then I kicked him out of my house. But I mean, he kicked my dog. Like, what do you expect me to do? But yeah, that's
sounds
this little girl right here. Reasonable. So I got some
completely reasonable, man.
I got some. Samuel had a special this week, and they were doing like everything was $19. So like rounds usually like $50 or $60. Were $9. I don't have any round sticker designs. Well, I have one that was made, but I'm not gonna get any more of those because I don't like it. So I need more round sticker designs. So if anybody out there wants to make me some round sticker designs, I need some of those. But I was like, Dallas Wood from Bad Motivators posted, send me a picture of your dogs. And I was looking for a picture of Delilah, a good one. But all the pictures are like me snuggling with her, me taking like a selfie with her. Be like, I'm going to show my puppy this picture later on, and here's the selfie with me snuggling with her because, she's 10 pounds. She's a tiny little dog or whatever. And then Danielle's like, I have the cutest picture I took the other day. Let me show it to you. So she showed it to me. So I showed that picture, and I was like, dude, I just got stickers made of this because the sticker's so cute. Little Delilah stickers.
Oh, look at that.
I now have stickers of Delilah. I don't know why I have stickers of my puppy, but I do. Because she's my little princess. I'm a proud puppy dog. And then I felt bad that I got pictures made of Delilah and not of Nubs, who passed away right before Christmas. So I got stickers made of Nubs, too.
Nice.
Because it's like your kids. It's like you can't, I mean, I know they're your dogs. It's like I don't have any kids, so they say like, oh, I love I love all my children the same and everything. And it's like, I can believe that maybe is true for a lot of people because I love my dogs the same. I like more, at certain times I like my dogs, one dog more than the other one, but I still love them both the same, in different ways. So I can kind of see where that might be true because I never really believed that to be true. Like, no, you got to have your favorite. You just can't say that's your favorite. But it's like, Nubs is my first pet ever. Delilah's my little baby. She's always going to be my little baby. So whatever. But yeah, so we got those stickers made up. And I might as well show you too. I got a bunch of other stickers. I went a little bit overboard and got a couple too many stickers made. But these ones, I think I have another couple sets coming. But these ones are still in the package. So the holographic stickers from them are really expensive when you get them made. So like even like these ones, and I got some other ones made similar to what I'm going to show you, but they're not holographic. Like these ones were $50 for $19, and that was with like $40 or $50 off, whatever it was. I got a couple sets of stickers. They were like $75 for 50 of them, but I got the price off. So we got some holographic stickers.
Nice.
Right there. These ones are more expensive. These are 10 for $9. So they're still $1 a piece. Holographic Bacta tank sticker.
Look at that.
And that's just TooMedToo's, not the other one. And then I had some artwork done. I had someone make a T-shirt for me. I've talked about this a couple of times. I had somebody make a T-shirt for me, and let me see if I can post this on here. On and go. Come on and go. You can do it. Come on, little baby computer.
It's working pretty good for you so far.
All right, I'm just going to keep going. Yeah, it's trying to post that. Chris wrote too many words. That's what I think it is. Oh, maybe.
He's got 3 kids, and he's fond of them, but he ain't getting stickers of them.
Oh, there you go. And Dale, I agree with Dale right here. Dale says that he likes animals more than people.
Yeah, absolutely. Really fucks with my personal relationships, but yeah, absolutely. So how does one get
that's like how
those stickers? Like you've had all these stickers made. How does one get one?
Mm-hmm. That's a great question. Being set up shortly on my Patreon tier is going to be a sticker tier. And I haven't decided if I'm going to do a sticker every month or if I'm going to do like a sticker package every 6 months. And then the one above that is going to be a t-shirt tier where you get a t-shirt every 6 months. Still working out the logistics of it, because I mean, like Patreon takes like 30%. So, even if let's just say you give me $3, like there's $3, they take $1, so it's $2 that I get. So I got to get the sticker made. There's $1. I got to mail it to you. There's $1. So if I do it for $3, that's nothing. If I do it for $5, I make $1 off of it for, $5. So it's like, so yeah. So I got to figure that out, but, maybe I could find some way to get some people some stickers. I got some other stickers too. I got other stickers coming, but, yeah, if you want some stickers, just DM me your address and I will shoot you some stickers. My patrons on my Patreon, already have, some stickers coming to them. I could go for subscribers to my Twitch channel. Pete, why don't you tell these lovely people watching how easy becoming a subscriber on Twitch is if you're an Amazon Prime member?
Frankly, it's so fucking easy. Like, all you got to do is just go to Amazon, and if you got Prime, all you got to do is just sit there, hop into your settings there, and then be like, oh shit, there's Twitch as well. Twitch Prime. Link your Twitch. Just go make you a Twitch, link your Twitch there. Bam, bada bing, bada boom, boom shakalaka. It's all done. And then suddenly, Michael, Mr. Condor, 2 Surge 2, the greatest Funko Pop collector that I know, will get a couple of bucks every single month. And he can make all these fucking really awesome stickers of pets and, you know, all kinds of really cool medical droids, holographic stickers, and then you can get them also by going to his Patreon page. Boom, it's done. Simple as that.
Yeah, man. I got someone else subscribed to my Twitch channel today. You know what? It doesn't cost them a penny.
No.
So if you have Amazon Prime, it doesn't cost you anything. You're already paying for it. Go there. I mean, they take half of it. So, I mean, you know, $5 tier. I get, you know, I don't care. I'm honest with you guys. You know, you can see how much money I make off everything. It's on Patreon and whatnot. You know, I get if you subscribe, it's $2.50, but it's $2.50 every month. So it's $30 a year. If I can get a couple people to do that, you know, if I give that up to 10, that would be $300 a year. That would pay for my just that right there would pay for my website and then a couple stickers to be made. Then my Patreon pays for a couple other things. And I build up, you know, I'm not in this to get rich, but a little bit here and there of everything adds up to giving you better content and stickers and, you know, being able to have this little baby laptop keyboard thing. It's basically a tablet with a keyboard. You know, so when my computer breaks and I can't content anymore and I can't even show you what's inside your butthole, Pete's got to show you what's inside your butthole because I do it with my computer. You know, we still get together and hang out, and you know, it doesn't go for Funko Pops. It doesn't go for Black Series. That comes out of my money. I just spend my money on that stuff so I can buy Funko Pops and Black Series and books. So, you know, there's a little difference. You know, I'm not really using that for that, but whatever. But yeah, I mean, you know, I picked like this is an exclusive. It was hard to get. So it came back up for sale, so I ordered another one. I already had one. And I was like, well, somebody I know is going to want it. I have a lot of Funko Pops that are extras or when they're exclusives and you can only buy 2 of them, I buy 2 because I know someone's going to want them. Or I go to Walgreens and you can't find the Trandoshan Thug anywhere. And they got 3 of them, so I grabbed 3 of them. Somebody's going to want them. If nobody wants them, it makes it great. So there you go. Oh, we got Jay popping in here. Let's see if we can get Jay on here.
Cool. Also, I want to throw out to the chat. Just want to ask everybody just a little poll here, and all you got to say is yes or no. I mean, like, the question is, does Michael Condon collect Funko Pops?
Well, I'm sure you watched the interview that I did with, God, I can't think of his name right now. Oh.
Charles says no. You will not get banned today.
Oh my God, I can't think of his name right now. The guy that lives in Washington or Oregon that is the big collector. My God, I can't think of it right now. If this was like all the time, it's on the tip of my tongue. Because I'm always like, oh, you should watch. If you're a collector, you should watch this. You should watch that. Gus Lopez. And he's like I think he has. Steve Sansweet has a bigger collection than he does. Gus Lopez has one of the biggest like prop collections I think of any, and really obscure stuff. You know, he's got the battle, or he's got the Boba Fett jetpack missile launcher, and he's got the regular one and the JS one. So you know, he's got 3 of those bad boys. He's got the pre-production one or whatever. Mr. Rez is getting banned from here. Let's see if we can bring Jay in here. So let's see. I don't know if I can support 3 people in the stream right now.
I can hop,
especially with Jay's internet problems.
Let's try it out, and I'll hop.
Oh no, nope. I can't even add him on. I don't know if it's on his end or at the stream.
Yeah,
because he's not even coming in on
studio, and we'll see if we can't get Jay on here. So thank you for having me, buddy, and looking forward to hearing the rest of your conversation here. I'll hang out in the chat with everybody for a little bit. So may the force be with you.
All right. Well, I usually tell you to stay on all night, but you need to get to bed so you can finish your book. All right, Jay, can you hear me? Jay. Dale's answer is partially correct. I collect Star Wars memorabilia. Some of it just happens to be Funko Pops. But I collect Star Wars books and Star Wars Black Series figures for now. I was thinking about getting out of the Black Series, using that to get a nice collection started of vintage loose figures.
Yeah.
And then they decided to come out with all these new Black Series figures. Dale says I'm debating which figures. And then they're putting this new box out there, which looks amazing compared to the old box. In the new box, oh, Jay, at least I heard you right there. The new ones,
yeah.
Or do I buy the new box? The new ones that come out, I'm going to buy anyways. Or do I buy the old ones in the new box that they're just reboxing or repackaging? Because the box is better. And
well,
and then what do I do with the old ones? Do I sell the old ones to buy the new ones? Or do I hold on to the old ones because as a collector, those are going to be the ones that people are selling because of the older version. But then if everybody's selling the older version, there's going to be flooded in the market. So the price is going to be worth it. So we have many things. But this question might be answered on Monday's Bacta Tank, when we have on a collecting insider who is known because of his website and Twitter presence under the handle of Yakface. So if you ever go to yakface.com or you get any of the big scoops, from Yakface about any Star Wars figures that are coming out, whether they be vintage series or Black Series or whatever. He's going to be on here, so we're going to be chatting about some figures and some, what to do then, because the guys from Hollow Chronicles said don't sell the old ones to buy the new ones, because the old ones are going to be what's worth money compared to the
yes,
old ones. But that's the whole dilemma, the whole debate. What is going to be, what's going to be? Are they going to be worth money, or is everybody going to be getting rid of them? What do you think, Jay?
Well, I have to say that you can keep the old ones because they do worth money. Uh, See, sometimes though I still have like now this is just not even Star Wars related, but
Mm-hmm.
I do have an like a vintage old Hollywood Hogan action figure still in the box, and it is old, but ain't no telling how much worth. I want to keep some of the older ones and see what you could get out of. Sometimes though you could keep them up to maybe 20, 30 years, and it might be worth something at that time. But you you may never know. I mean, but it's better not to throw away the old ones because uh, history, and you want to keep something like ones, but still, you want to keep your old ones. So, according to my opinion.
Well, I wouldn't throw them out. That's the first thing. I wouldn't throw them out. I would sell them, or figure out some way to trade them, to someone. And Jay, did you have no camera on because you're not wearing a shirt today? Because I yelled at you last time you were coming on, showing your nipples.
Oh.
Um,
No, 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 no. I'm all shirt.
Okay.
I mean, it's just that it's after 10 o'clock, and I don't want my mother to come in telling me go to bed and stuff like that.
all right. So I would throw them out, but that's the whole question. Do I get rid of the older Black series to get the new ones? I don't have room for both, so I either need to put the old one and then that's if they start just taking the old ones and reboxing them, which they did with the Archive series. I didn't like the Archive series. The Archive series didn't sell well. People weren't because they wanted them in the box. So they decided, okay, we're going to give you new boxes. So I think they're going to come out with new ones, and the new ones that come out are going to be in the new box, and then they're going to go back and resell you old ones in the new packaging, so that they all go together. And over the next however many years, if they give you an old one every 2 months, that's 6 a year. Oh, that would still be 10 years. So if they give you a new one every month, that's 12. That's still going to be 10 years before if you re-get them all. Unless the more popular ones. I don't know. Hopefully these questions will be answered on Monday. But we got the NWO, baby, New World Order. Yeah. So you know what you do to find out how much that's worth?
Well, the New World Order, that is about like that's back in the old WWF era, back when Hulk Hogan became the Hollywood Hogan. Him, Kevin Nash, and oh man, I forgot the other person there, but yeah, they were the NWO, and they had
there was about 10 of them that made up the NWO at one point in time, if not more. And that was WCW, not WWF. Although when they did go over, when WCW folded and they went over to WWF, some of the characters kind of came over there and they kept the NWO going. But I'm going to check and see. So what do you have? It's we're on eBay right now.
It's okay. I think Peter came on here and says Scott Hall and Razor Ramon.
Razor Ramon. Razor Ramon's the one they had to make retire because he was a drunk and started too many problems.
Yeah,
Hollywood
I could
Hogan.
probably tell that.
Cards. I'm in cards.
Yeah. Now,
I'm in cards
let's
electronics.
see.
I don't want to be in that.
All right. Well, and also though, let's see. I do have a couple of wrestling games myself. I got a 2007 Raw versus SmackDown, and then on my, that's on my PS2. But on the GameCube, and the Undertaker took on his human side, and he has that chopper bike, and he became the American badass.
Okay, there's a lot of Hollywood Hogan figures. So, describe the package to me? What color is the package?
What? I
Is he
think it was orange and
orange and purple?
either orange and purple or orange and red. I don't know.
Okay, well,
Hmm.
is it? I don't know. Is it that guy right there?
Hang on one second. Let me get off the chat. Uh, no. I don't think so. I mean, I got it in the shed there, but I haven't got it out. So I might have to show it to you maybe Monday or something. Maybe I could show you.
I mean, yeah, because depending on what it is. I mean, here's another one that's $75. Where is it? Oh, he's
$75.
I mean, so it depends.
It's kind
They
of
go.
blurry. I can't say.
Yeah, I mean, right now they're. I mean, I'm trying to show you off my phone because I don't know what it is, but yeah, I mean, they're going. You know, in eBay prices, you need to
Okay.
don't always make sense because, like, I have 3 of those Trandoshan thugs. If I wanted to sell it, it's it's worth $30 or whatever it is. If I want to sell it, I put on there for $50, $60, and $70. So when you see it for $50 and there's no other ones on there, you're like, damn, that's a good price. So you buy it for $50. You see 2 other ones for $60 and $70. And I just sold you for $50
Peter
when it should only be worth $30 for you. So I just made.
Oh.
Yeah, Peter.
Well,
Peter,
sorry
you need
to
to
cut you
go
off there.
get a good night's
Peter.
sleep. Peter, you need to get a good night's sleep.
Take care,
and
Peter.
get up early in the morning and read your book. Or call me and I'll tell you what to say. One of the two. And we got Gannon 136 in here.
All right. Yeah. Hey, Gannon, but today is inflated search Google shopping. Really? Really, Dale? And hey, so Dale, why you don't follow wrestling?
All right, so what is Google Shopping? I mean, I just clicked on it. Is it the same as eBay?
I don't know.
What do
he
you
didn't actually tell me that.
Hollywood Hogan. Hollywood Hogan action figure. I gotta put it up in again.
So, Michael, are you?
I didn't have enough time to look through, but the first couple I saw, I used to be. I used to love wrestling, especially when I was younger. I used to go to matches and sit there all the time. And when I was, when Saturday Night's Main Event was on. I was still a wee little tyke, so if I was a lot of times my mom would let me stay up to watch it, but I wouldn't stay up late enough. I'd fall asleep before it came on because it came on at like midnight or 12:30 or whatever, and I would never make it that late. But yeah, I used to go to wrestling, and
who is your favorite wrestler when you was watching wrestling?
It would depend when. So the couple that I did see, they're about the same price.
Okay.
But they got a couple. I'm gonna guess maybe collectors items on here. They're telling me to go to eBay. This one's from eBay. This one's from eBay. So I'll have to look into this for some other stuff. But a lot of the ones they're showing are all eBay because it's not anything you're gonna find in the store right now. I mean, no one. He hasn't wrestled in 10 or 15 years, but hasn't really been big as Hollywood Hogan. And 10 years the last time I wrestled, and then he had that little bit of problems with being a racist or saying racist words or however you want to put it. So that lost a lot of fans.
Yeah, that's kind of it. Vader Girl says, haha, my favorite was Goldberg.
Yeah, I think everybody liked Goldberg because he just came on out of nowhere and just destroyed people. And there was never
Bill Gold.
There was never anybody like that before him.
Michael,
there was never anybody like that after him.
Yeah. But here's this, Michael. Bill Goldberg, he hold the WWE World Heavyweight Championship title reign for a long time. He is one of all time in the WWE or WWF history.
There's been a lot of. I don't know if he's held it longest, or if it still holds to this day that he's had it for the longest. But he had the most matches won in a row without losing. I know he had that. So yeah, I mean he was a phenomenon that they marketed properly and everybody loved him because he would just come in and whoop some ass and go through and clear the ring out all the time. And he was amazing. And he came in and he made his money and he was just like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah,
not like a lot of your wrestlers
and also
that
Vader Girl,
do it for their life, because he probably.
Yeah, Vader's Girl 21 said exactly, and so she kind of agrees with me on that. And also, here's the thing about Goldberg that you probably don't know. Have you ever watched this show called the CIS? It was CSI Los Angeles.
Yep.
And
CSI Los Angeles. That's one with LL Cool J on it.
Bill
Goldberg was on there as he has a reoccurring guest role that ended up being a few episodes long, or he was on and off for a season or two. He's not a very good actor, but he plays his part well, if that makes sense to people out. So it's like,
yeah.
It's like he doesn't. He plays himself, or he's not really acting. I mean, he might be a little bit, and that's I'm just speculating on that, but I don't know how well he would do in other movies. I think he's been in a few other movies, and they're not any Oscar-winning performances, but who knows? Maybe sometime. I mean, Roddy Piper made a few movies, and they were great. Not the best actor in the world.
Yeah, they were great.
Hulk Hogan, he was good in Rocky.
Oh man, Hulk Hogan.
But he played himself basically. Yeah. So
and,
there was
basically yes.
The Rock.
Now here's the one from Hulk Hogan. The Hulk Hogan also made a couple of movies as himself, also too. Let's see, Three Ninjas at High Noon. I think that was, or no, at when he became Dave Dragon. He also was in Santa with Muscles in a Christmas movie, and also some other stuff too.
Yeah, but once again, not a very good actor. And the movies that he did all right in, he played himself. So
funny
now,
though.
like you take like The Rock. The Rock was not a good actor when he first started acting, but he's become a good actor. It's one of those things that the longer you go, the better you become when that's what you want to do. John Cena is becoming a good actor. He was, this military man, and his movies when he first came out, he was a military man, and his movies that he was making were with the WWE. So you don't have to be a good actor. You just need to have that name that's people are gonna go and see your movie and sell your movie for the WWE plus whatever other movie fans. Oh, and don't forget, Patrick says, don't forget that Macho Man cameo in Spider-Man 2002. He was part of the NWO when it was on wrestling too. So, it's like you have these people that are crossing over, and they either want to give up wrestling and become actors, and that's what they want the profession to be, or they're wrestling and as a side gig are making movies. You had the Miz making movies. I think Batista made a couple movies, and Batista's becoming a decent actor. I think he's going along this, but you also have like he played Groot or whatever. Wasn't he play Groot? I think. I don't remember. But it's like so. It's like it depends what you want to do. Do you want to leave? Do you want to leave wrestling and become an actor, or do you want to stay wrestling and make some movies on the side because you're injured, you can't wrestle, while you still have the following? So you go make after John Cena made 3 Marine movies or whatever he made, go make 6, 7, 8, 9 Marine movies and make your money that way without having to wrestle. I can't blame you for the hustle, but doesn't mean you're a good actor. And just because you're not a good actor doesn't mean your movies aren't entertaining. That's the whole thing. It's like when you get into like Star Wars, people that complain about I don't know, just things like what was the problem with the Star Wars movie? Like Pete when he was in here, he was joking around, but how do they make the ships out into space? Well, they put a bubble around it with a shield. Problem solved. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not there, or it's an easy answer. Or people that how are the bombs falling in The Last Jedi when there's no gravity? They were magnetic. They got shot down. Problem solved. And it talked about it in the book. Do you have to read the book to know all these things? No, but you're questioning something that doesn't need to be questioned. It's a fucking movie. It's Star Wars. It's sci-fi. The stuff doesn't really happen. Maybe the better question would be, how are they going faster than the speed of light? Answer, why isn't that your problem?
Yeah.
You know, you're traveling faster than the speed of light by many fold, but you don't have a problem with that, but you have a problem with bombs dropping, or how come going again picking on people, you don't see, how come something isn't, you know 5 feet in front of my face is outer space,
Yeah. I
and I'm
get
at a door that's all not being sucked out. It's the shield going on. So, some people just need to be slapped.
yeah.
Some people, I was gonna say some things that weren't very nice. I only save those for people I don't like.
Says
But it's like
Macho Libre. I mean Macho Libre. I think Canto Bite. And I'm just laughing my butt off on this. And Vader Girl says, "Ha ha." And then Dale just came back. How is Yoda training Jedi 800 years when he's only 875 years old and baby Yoda is 50?
all right. Well, here we go. I'm gonna protect these things on here. So, how's it been training Jedi for 800 years? Maybe they rounded up. It was over 700, so they said 800. And we don't know that Baby Yoda doesn't talk. We haven't heard him talk yet. So we can't even say he's not talking yet. We just haven't heard him talk yet. He might understand whatever species or languages and be fluent in that, and not understand English or basic.
Mhm.
So, and who knows?
Well,
maybe who knows how they grow, because you take a little baby, like a human baby, just for comparison. They're these little tiny things, and they slowly get bigger, and then they hit 2 or 3 years old, and in that 2 or 3 years, from 2 to 6 or 3 to 9, they become 3 times the size that they were, in that same amount of time. And
yeah.
or you take a 13-year-old and they hit puberty, and 2 years later they've grown a foot or 2 feet or whatever it is. So we don't, like, you're asking these questions, and Dale, and I know Dale's just trying to get conversation going and busting right here, but you're asking questions that we don't have enough information to answer yet, so that's all speculation. Like I said, maybe he's fluent, he just hasn't talked yet, because he's just surveying the scene and seeing what's going on. When it comes to the Mandalorian, my whole thing. Hang on, Jay. My whole thing was, when the Mando and IG-11 go to get Baby Yoda, who were those people that had Baby Yoda? Were they kidnapping him? Were they going for the bounty, and he just stole somebody's bounty? Or were they protecting him? I always said that I thought those were like the Knights of Templar, defending Baby Yoda. If you make the comparison that way. So those are the Knights of Templar defending Baby Yoda. So Din Djarin just went and killed all these people that were protecting Baby Yoda, and stole Baby Yoda from the good people to go turn him over from the bad people. Well, Chris King, if you want to talk some speculation, come on here.
Yeah, and here's this one. Dale also said, why doesn't R2 use his rockets in the OT, but he does in the PT? I have to say this here. I have no idea. And I mean, I don't know what that means. OT, PT. What the heck is that?
Original trilogy, prequel trilogy, ST's sequel trilogy. So 4, 5, and 6 are OT. 1, 2, and 3 are PT, and 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, yo 7, 8, 9. You should all know what that's from. But
Yeah.
that's the ST. It's just the easier way to break it up instead of Dale doesn't want his Dale has trouble typing. So he doesn't want to type out original trilogy. He just does OT because he's typing like this. Dale started typing that. Dale started typing that.
Okay.
Dale started typing that when on the last chat and just got it out now. No, I'm just joking. See there. So there you go. There's a comic about it. So what's the answer there, Dale? Why did he use them? They got added later.
Come on, Dale.
Or they, for whatever reason, he had them and he had the rockets, but they had to, they're on the run then with the rebellion. They had to do repairs, and they can give them regular feet, not rocket feet. That's a viable answer. Whether or not that's what it is. That's why, some people upset when you talk about canon, and some people are just idiots. They're like, oh no, you can't have canon talk. You can't have canon talk. Canon divides people. No. Canon is a set of rules. Canon is we want to have a conversation. Well, canon, we know what canon is. In Legends, okay, we know what Legends is. So there's a possible answer, but it's not canon. So we speculate. And, we get these rules in canon, in the stories in the movie. Luke and Leia are brother and sister. They're twins. That's canon.
Yeah.
You can't say canon's wrong because that's what canon is. If we didn't know they were twins, if we never found out they were twins, we just knew they were brother and sister, we could then speculate, were they twins? And then whatever information we had from Legends, or the EU, whatever you want to call it, then we can use that as a guideline for our speculation. But that's nothing. That's still just Legends. It doesn't mean anything.
Right.
And you have the answers, like Dale says he knows it's in the comic book. So all right, it's in a comic book. That gives you the answer why it happened. And it's still fun for us to sit there and discuss why. And me saying, he had the rocket feet and the rocket legs and third leg when in the in 1, 2, and 3, but when we see him in 4, 5, and 6, he doesn't have them, or after that doesn't have them because they don't have his parts need to be replaced, and they don't have the parts to replace them.
Mhm.
So they have to give him the old ones that aren't as good.
Mhm.
Would you rather have no legs or legs that don't work as the old ones you had? You're going to take the legs that don't work as well, or the original ones. But that's just something that I would go with. That seems like a reasonable answer. Dale knows the answer though because it's in a comic. So.
I think it's
you got people that sit there and Dale's
too much comic books.
They got Rebellion had to fit him with feet that did not have rockets for a mission, and there's the answer. They didn't put him back on. See, so kind of like what I said. People say like Dale said. I know Dale's joking around. He's not one of those Star Wars haters. But it's fun to bring up. You bring up plot holes or things that if you just watch the movies. And there's nothing wrong with someone that just watches the movies. If all you do is watch the movies and that's it, and you don't read the books, you don't watch the comics, you don't read the comic books or whatever, that's fine. But you say, here's the answer. Here's a question for you. And then I give you the answer, or Dale gives you the answer because we know the answer because it's in a comic book or whatever. And then they get mad. Well, I shouldn't have to read the comic book or read the book to find out the answer. Well, you can't put everything in a movie when you're doing, prequels and sequels and nine movies. It's not like you wrote each one in order, and then you have a cartoon that the ending of Clone Wars and the arc is different than the Ahsoka novel is different. They're similar, but Ahsoka doesn't bury her lightsabers at a tombstone. She leaves them at a marker, which is kind of the same thing, but it's the exact same thing. So people are getting upset about that, and it's like, just kind of accept it. And then again, who's telling the story when we hear these stories? Are they being told by an omniscient figure, or are they being told from someone's point of view, or are they being told by stories passed down? And that's where you get like the Legends of Luke Skywalker, which is a pretty good book. It's okay. I mean, it was interesting, but it doesn't add to the story. It tells you how the stories that we've been told aren't the real stories. That these are the real stories, and this is how they've become the stories that we know. But I just don't think that because something's a little bit off or a little bit different, and sometimes there's big things that are off, and then when there are big plot holes, they go and they make a comic book or write into a book the answer. So you can't just sit here and be like, I'm the biggest Star Wars fan in the world, but I only know the movies. Well, okay, fine, you only know the movies. Don't get upset then when people that know more than you tell you what the answer is to the plot hole question you're asking, and then you get upset because, well, how am I supposed to know that? Well, I didn't know the answer. I guessed, and my guess was pretty much on. I'm not mad at Dale for telling me. I'm happy Dale told me, because now I learned something. And hopefully Dale's telling me the truth. So when I have this conversation with someone, or they bring it up, I can be like, well, no, in a comic, this is what happened. Or Dale could just be busting my balls. I'm going to go say that. Like, what are you talking about? That never happened.
Yeah, I know. I could understand that, man. I do understand. There's a lot of questions that can be you can't even answer. But I have to say though, in the original trilogies, that R2D2, let's see, no, he did not use rockets, because I think during the time of back in the 1970s, in the late 70s, anyways, back in 1977, 1980, 1983, they had to go with the older models, and with the original models for them. But after that, when doing the prequels, doing it and got some newer equipments, and they got more advanced at the time, and then they thought about doing rockets, and also the let's see, then they had to also with the spewing of the oil and different mechanics and stuff like that. But sometimes though they had to use a CGI a little bit to just to get it a little pop. You know what I mean now, don't you, Michael?
Yeah, and that's the real answer. The real answer why doesn't he have rocket legs and the OT is because they couldn't make him have rocket legs. They didn't have the CGI to do it properly. And then when they made the new ones, they could. And they didn't say they either didn't say or didn't care. Well, aren't people going to want to know why he has rocket legs and did it now? We'll figure it out later. We'll tell them later. Or they just didn't care because here's the story we want to tell. Here's the story we're telling. It's our story that we're telling. You can watch it. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Just shut up. Find something else you love.
Mhm.
Around the Galaxy posted around the Galaxy posted a meme last week or whatever, 2 weeks ago. And I was sitting there. I had to go to the hospital for some tests, and I was sitting there at the hospital waiting, and I read it. And I've been trying trying to stay out of stupid Twitter argument with people, but there's somebody it was about the Last Jedi and Luke's Jedi thing, and I agree with that. Obi-Wan did it before him, but Luke still did the most Jedi thing, and maybe did a little bit more because he did it across the galaxy to do it. And then people are coming in, oh, that was the worst movie in the world, this and that or whatever. And I got into trying to have an intelligent conversation with this person, and they just started name calling and whatever. And I just stayed quiet. I was like, I don't understand why you're calling me names and insulting me. That doesn't help prove your point. That actually makes you look stupid and goes against your point, because people see you calling me names and think you can't back up your point with what you have. And then he's getting more upset. I was like, listen, and this is like the conversation that I had with him. I was like, you have George Lucas sold Star Wars to Disney. He no longer has a say in what happens, unless there's something in the contract that we don't know about. But he no longer has a say. So it might not be what his original idea was, but he can't. I mean, he can complain about it, but he really has, no right to. He can complain like a fan.
Yeah.
He really has no right to. So now we have canon, and what Disney Lucasfilm say is canon. Everything else they say isn't canon is legends, and it doesn't mean you can't enjoy the stories, but it means those stories which never were canon, and George Lucas will tell you they were never canon. He just slapped Star Wars on them to make a buck and go ahead and tell your story. There were some he said no to. There are some stories that came out and he found out about them and pulled them off the shelf and said, no, you can't do that anymore. There were some that he liked and approved of or gave, influence on, but they're still not canon stories. So it's like whatever you like. Go ahead and like the canon. If Disney sells Lucasfilm or Star Wars to somebody else for $20 billion, and they say, you know what? Everything is legends now. Every movie, every book, everything else, legends. We're going to make new stuff. Okay, fine. I don't care what you call it. I'm going to go and watch it. I'm going to go watch episode 1, and I'm going to like episode 1 because I like the Phantom Menace.
Yeah, me too. I even got the game.
I like the Phantom Menace. I think the Phantom Menace are a bunch of assholes. But anyways, the Phantom Menace, I really like that. So, I'm going to go watch it. And the new owners of Star Wars say, well, it's not Star Wars canon anymore. Doesn't really bother me. And you go make new movies, and I don't like them. I'm not going to sit there and watch them. I'm not going to talk about them. I'm not going to make a petition because I have 9 films that I like or mostly like, or 11 films plus Clone Wars, if you want to consider that a film, which it kind of was, in cartoons and books. And I'm going to pick and choose that what I want to watch, what I want to talk about, what I want to be around me, and that's just the way it is. But you need that. You still need that structure to. That's like the person that I was trying to have the comment that's their shit. They're like, you're trying to tell me that everything I grew up and I loved doesn't mean anything. Well, no, if it means something to you, it means something to you. That's fine. It can mean whatever it wants to you. You can like whatever you like. It doesn't matter. We'll call it if you like it. It's just let it be known that that's legends. Or, legends basically just glorified fan fiction. And,
that's it.
If you want to go and write fan fiction, write fan fiction. There's some fan fiction out there that's amazing. There's some people that have wrote fan fiction that's amazing, and the next fan fiction they write is shit. Well, guess what? I'm going to read their amazing fan fiction and not their crappy fan fiction. Just try because they're trying to pump stuff out and do whatever. I'm not gonna, whatever. I'm gonna choose to read their good fan fiction and not their crappy fan fiction. Just like if a book comes out that's canon because Lucasfilm or Disney says this is our book, it's canon. If the book sucks, I'm not gonna read it. It doesn't really bother me. I mean, it's just, and you guys want to sit there and talk about it, go ahead and talk about it. I'm gonna go walk the dog. You guys go ahead and, whoever wants to come on here, go ahead and talk about it. I'm going to go walk the dog because I could give two shits about it because I think the book sucks. I'm going to tell you why it sucks. That's going to be it. I'm not going to go make, I could probably get a lot of viewers if I start doing some hate stuff, but that's not what I want to do. I'd rather have, a couple Star Wars friends in here in the chat chatting with me. Right now there's, 6 people in here chatting with me. I'd rather have those 6 people in here chatting with me than just make up stories and be Mike Zero. It'd be nice to make it, $200,000 a year. But I wouldn't have, I started this to have Star Wars friends, and I made Star Wars friends by talking about Star Wars, making videos about Star Wars, collecting Star Wars books and Black Series, and I have some Funko Pops, even though I don't collect them. But it's Star Wars merchandise, and making friends that way. Some of the people I talk to the internet almost every day. Some people are in real life friends that I talk to, a couple times a week, a couple times a month, once a year, whatever it is. And you got to remember too, Mike Zero was not a Star Wars YouTuber or a Star Wars fan. They like a Dragon Ball Z
says,
YouTuber or something like that.
Star Wars list book, whatever that's called, sucks.
Okay. I saw that. I'm going to get to that in a second. But Mike Zero was not a Star Wars fan. He may have been a fan, I don't know, but he was not making YouTube videos on Star Wars. He was making Star Wars videos on Dragon Ball Z or something along those lines. I don't know. And then people started making Star Wars videos and making money off of it. And as a businessman, not as a fan, he started making Star Wars videos. And if you watch some of his early videos, he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. I mean, he still doesn't know what the hell he's talking about half the time, but he's just making shit up. So, I mean, to make up as much shit as he makes up, he's learned a lot over the last couple of years about, Star Wars. But I believe Dale is referring to this book. The Star Wars Book of Lists. Made by Douchey McDoucherson. Or whatever the hell his name is.
Are you sure it's not?
I think that's his name. No, I mean, he claims to be a Star Wars fan. Lifelong Star Wars fan with whatever. No, dude, he the fandom menace before there was a fandom menace, and just writing crap books, and everything in the book is all slanted on plot holes and hate and why I didn't like this and why I didn't like that. And I haven't been to his website, but I think Pete went to his website. Ray that used to come in here for a little while. She doesn't come here anymore, but that's because some other idiot. But whatever. Ray's not the idiot, by the way. Somebody else that poisoned the tree of fandom around here. But she went to the site. She just said, "Yeah, it's garbage. Don't even waste your time going to it. It's just all stupid, like hate stuff, and how Star Wars needs to be better." And it's like, I don't want to deal with or hang out with people that, you can say I don't like Star Wars and talk about why I don't like Star Wars if you have valid points, or when you're then taught, like, the perfect example, Dale's plot hole. How come he does have them? If you're going chronological order, how come he does have them or he doesn't have them? I came up with a reasonable answer. Dale gives us the answer. It was similar. And then if somebody's like, "Well, I don't believe that." Well, what do you mean you don't believe it? Though that's what it is. So, if they're like, "Oh, well, I don't believe that," well, then you're not trying to like Star Wars. You're trying to make your own Star Wars, or putting your own headcanon over what is actually canon. And, that just doesn't fly with trying to make an immersive world. It's like if you were to say, some people don't like the sequel trilogy, and there's a lot of people that are out there making livings because instead of sitting here talking with a couple people, making friends, and having 6 or 10 people or 12 people in here talking with them that are friends, they have just people in there and they're just spewing hate and crap, and they're making money off of it, and they're talking crap about the sequel trilogy.
Mhm.
But you know what? They go to Galaxy's Edge and they're walking around there loving everything because they're actually Star Wars fans. They're just selling out to make a buck. I'll go work 40 hours a week, I guess, or 60 hours a week, I guess, to be able to pay my bills so I can talk to you guys for a couple hours and actually enjoy what I'm doing. That douchebag Jeremy, who just got suspended from Twitter, he was at Celebration and he walked around. He was happier than everybody because there were Star Wars going on. He wanted to be everybody's friend. Dude, no one that knows you wants anything to do with you because you're such a piece of shit. Maybe not in real life. Maybe in real life you're a decent person and you're just acting this way to, make money and whatever. But I don't want to be friends with you if you just sit there and talk shit about Star Wars every day, all day long to make your money, but you secretly love it. And, you're an active part of this Star Wars hate group and hate group in general, the Phantom or the Fandom Menace, and I don't know. Now I'm just rambling about stupid people that are taking up too much of my time. Anyways, what else today? Dale had a question earlier too, something about Yoda. Not the I'll stay positive. Not the
Yeah,
I think it was another baby Yoda.
dude.
Well, see, you get me going on these little side things about people not liking stuff and not not being intelligent enough to know the difference between what canon means and fan fiction and glorified fan fiction, which is Legends. Some Legends is amazing, but if you make all Legends canon, I mean, the two business examples that I always use: Chewie's dead, he got crushed by a moon, and Luke Skywalker marries a ship. So where do you go from there? I mean, how do you bring Chewie back? He's no longer crushed by the moon. If you're going to make all that canon, no. So they say, okay, this is. So the movies are canon, and the books from here on out, because a lot of this other shit is crap. Some of it's really good, but some of it's crap. So we can't pick and choose here and there the story. So it's all just Legends. But what we're going to do is we're going to try and incorporate some of it as we can, as we see fit, which they've been doing. If you look at a lot of the sequel trilogy, they're bringing in a lot of Legends and EU as a basis of what they want to talk about. The Mandalorian, there's a lot of Legends in the Mandalorian. So that stuff's being brought in, but they own it. It's their story now. They can tell it the way they want to. And they're picking and choosing the good stuff and what they like. And, we got Revan. Where's my head? Black Series Revan. We got the old one. Now we got the new Jedi Revan. Did they just decide to do that because they knew they'd be able to sell them for money? Or did they do that because we're going to get some Revan stories coming on? And we learned from the visual dictionary, I'm going to mess this up, but with, I forget what they're called exactly. Maybe Dale will be able to help me out with this one. There's like Sith platoons or Sith squadrons. They have old Sith Lord names. One of them is Revan. So there's a Revan squadron or Revan troops, whatever the hell they're called. So Revan is now canon. And then they go and they make a Jedi Revan. They make a Legends character figure, which they already did with Mara Jade. So are these things that
I think it's not
because they made
it's Mara Jade.
I mean, it's just an accent. Same difference. Leia, Han,
Same
Han.
spelling.
Yeah, they don't. Okay. There's Patrick, the Revan Legion. Patrick doesn't even want to get in here today. He's just like, Michael's just spewing shit right now, and I was in a good mood too. But yeah, they were Legion. So what do they have? They had that we know of 26 or 13 legions, and one of them is a Raven Legion. There's a couple other ones in there. I just don't feel like going to get my book right now. Maybe I'll do this one. But yeah, so yeah, I don't even know anymore. I'm just rambling on about idiots. But yeah, dude, just everybody get along, be respectful. As I'm sitting here calling people idiots, I'm like, be respectful. Well, no, it's because you're not respectful that you're an idiot. But yeah, so yeah, we got some new. I don't collect them. I have to order.
Patrick. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Michael. I'm sorry. I'm laughing. Patrick saying. He said, "Hey, gosh, I can't say. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, Michael. I tell you, Patrick is.
Patrick said he's building crap in Minecraft.
Yeah. I
mean, I don't know what I'm
like. Yeah, and one thing for sure though, with Revan and Bastilla are some great stories. And hey, you know what? I got one here. I got one that would be a good Star Wars story here. Revan, a Star Wars story.
And then what do you do? Do you do it as a movie, or do you do it as a Disney Plus series? Is it a standalone series, or like I think a couple weeks some other idiot came out with an article. My sources tell me they're going to try and tie things together. Well, of course they are, because we already know that we're getting cartoons that have something to do with Rebels. So them putting Rebels in The Mandalorian means it's going to be tied together. Whether or not they're tying the cartoon and The Mandalorian together, or they're tying live action together, and they're going to somehow try and fit the Cassian series. They're going to try and fit some. Obviously, it can't fit in with The Mandalorian. Well, it can. Just before, not at the same time frame the Mandalorian is taking place in. It has to be flashbacks. Obviously. So we're gonna get some stuff like that. Just like we don't know anything yet, but if we do have Ahsoka, and we have Boba Fett, and we have Rex, and whoever else we have, and Sasha Banks, who's another wrestler, who's going to be playing Sabine Wren, be very nice, because they're both very hot, even though one's a cartoon character.
I think Pat saying, check your Twitter, Mike.
I just looked at it really quick, but yeah, Patrick sent me a picture. It's just like we don't know how they're going to tie in yet, so we're going to sit there and speculate. But are they going to be tied in? With other things? Are we going to? Is Rex coming into The Mandalorian to set off a live action, or is he going to be in there? Taking place after Rebels as Rex, or is he going to be in there as a flashback and they de-age him and we have a younger Rex in there?
That is a pretty good thing right there. And also Dale said this here. There are a couple of novels and books, but I think the comics, games, etc., that are what most people go on. And I have to agree that on that one that Dale the novels and the books, they kind of bit you kind of get into it. It explains more in the novels and the books that it's. I mean, uh, they tell stories now. Now the comics it just shows what it could be action of how they were fighting, and now with the games, it's like you tune in, but sometimes though the games it's not like the movies but a little bit different. They kind of go in more of the between scenes between the scenes now yeah now let's yeah okay
But I
okay
think with all right, so with
okay you
with
yeah.
to fill in, like Dale said earlier, you call them holes, which a lot of them aren't maybe plot holes, or they are. That's tomato, tomato. The comics are easier, and cartoons are, games are easier to fill in the plot holes or to, explain to us why things happened or answer questions we have, where the books add more layers to what we already know. But, I mean, so if we want to talk about, like we were talking about, oh, Kylo Customs, thanks for stopping by. You're supposed to be screaming for an hour and a half. I lost my voice, I think. So, you're gonna use what the hell was I answering? Oh, so like the books add more layers. So if you want to talk about Queen's Peril, where they tell you why each one of the handmaidens were picked, for their special set of skills that they have. So, that's explained there. That's not filling plot holes. That's adding more depth and more layers. And then your comic books are going to fill in your plot holes. Like, Dale wants to, Dale Asker wants to know, just because he was trying to start a conversation, going back to it, how come R2 doesn't have rockets in the original trilogy? Well, the real reason is because they didn't have the CGI to do it, or they couldn't afford the CGI to do it, or the practical effects, whatever it is. The canon reason, without me knowing it, came up with the reason that he had to have them repaired, and when they repaired them, they couldn't give him his original ones back, or didn't have the parts right, or whatever. So because it was in a comic book, that's the canon answer. That's the real reason. Sabe wasn't picked for dodging rockets. I don't think that was the reason either, that she was picked. But so it's like it all depends on
Right.
If there was a book that came out. So we have the original trilogy comes out in 2000, ends in 2005. We have a book that comes out in 2008 that explains why R2 had rockets and now doesn't have rockets. And then a comic comes out in 2014 that says, he doesn't have the rockets because they had to take him off for a mission, or he needed new legs, and when they replaced them, they didn't have the right parts or didn't put on the old ones. That's now your canon answer. Your Legends answer is no longer valid. It's no longer good. So, see, he was refitted without rockets, and he never got them replaced. So that's what the comic book says, and Lucasfilm or Disney decided that's what they wanted it to be. That's what the answer is. Yeah, Kylo, it's good to see you in here. You were in here a little bit earlier. I think before the stream started. You popped the cherry. You got it going. You got the septic tank going. You missed the cock rings, though. There were some cock rings going on. That was earlier. But we can talk about cock rings later. Christina was here for it for a minute, but she had to go. But yeah, it's just, I don't What else we got to talk about? We got to talk about puppy stickers. That's my doggy.
Well,
Woof 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 woof. I don't know. I don't know what happened to Delilah. Here's the Delilah stickers.
Delilah.
Delilah stickers.
Cute. Oh my goodness. Okay, Patrick said I miss the chickens. Oh boy. Okay, let's talk about the droid attack on the Wookiees.
Patrick,
that's on Kashyyyk.
Yeah, hang on, Jay. I want to ask Patrick a question. Have you gotten to page 222 of the art of the Rise of Skywalker yet? Because, all right, dude. We'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you tomorrow or next day or two in our chat, in our group, or whatever it is we do. I'm waiting for him to get better so he can come back here and hang out with us and do some more streaming with me. Okay, well, today I did page 200 to whatever it was, 230. I guess, well, we can show it again really quick, but all right, it's going to be easier for you to do it. We'll talk about this again because this is what we do. I just got to move all this stuff out of the way. So, Patrick, grab your book, and you can skip over everything else, and go to page 222. I mean, if you can right now. I don't know what you're doing. I mean, I know you're playing a 5-year-old kid's game, but maybe you want to have some art make you smart and have your mind blown, dude.
Well, I'm going to just say this here, that Michael.
I don't think Patrick sent me.
I do have a couple of
Patrick sent me a picture of his Minecraft he's working on, and I have to say, I don't think anyone has ever done anything more intricate. Now, Patrick, what I'm talking about on 222 is,
what did he do?
I didn't notice it at first. I didn't notice it first. That top picture, I just thought that's where the whole cock ring thing came into. I just thought it was a ring with some spikes sticking out of it. And then we went looking at the pictures and realized how they're building the destroyers and everything. But the thing is, in that top picture, you look over on the side there, and this is what me and Pete were talking about. This is why Pete came on and talked about this, because he was in the Holocron house earlier and was just kind of had his mind blown by it. That's the First Order symbol. And that First Order symbol matches up with how they made the ships in The Rise of Skywalker. So, did they... Yeah, like that was the conversation that we had. I just started rambling on, but when did they know that First Order symbol? Did they know that's how they wanted it, that they were going to have? They claim that there was going to be. Go open your Art of Rogue One. All right. Do I have the Art of Rogue One? I might not have the Art of Rogue One. That might be one that's on my list. I don't think I have Rogue One. No, I think I don't. Where is it? Solo, Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, Making of Solo. Yeah, I think Rogue One's on my list. I don't think I have that one yet. Yes, there's a book I don't have. Shut up. I think Rogue One's definitely. Okay, so that symbol's in Rogue One, so they obviously knew that that's what they wanted to use. But the whole question is, did they know that they wanted to have the ships made that way, and then made the First Order symbol because that's how they wanted to make the ships, or did they decide to do it the opposite way and they had the symbol, so they decided to make the ships match that way to have some continuity between the two? Andy's here.
What up, Andy?
The rebel symbol wasn't the resistance design like the Phoenix. We are the spark that will light the fire. Hope. That's still another conversation. We're just still having our mind blown that, you know, they made the ships like that out of a ring going around, and
well, yeah.
And now,
I think,
and now Patrick's saying that symbol is back from Rogue One. So, yeah, you know,
is Dale talking about 8? Is I think Dale was talking about an 8. About that what he just said. The rebel symbol wasn't the resistance designed like the Phoenix. We are the spark that will light the fire. He got that out of episode.
Yeah. Andy, you didn't miss a lot. You missed me going on a rant about how I hate people that go on rants. And then let's see if I can bring this up here. If it'll let me. All right, I got it going on. All right, come on, get up there. Come on, get up there. This bad boy is really slow. It's still going.
Somebody needs to update.
Still showing it. Jay, you know my problem that I attempted an update and now my computer's in the shop forever. My computer's gonna have to. Best Buy can't fix it at the Geek Squad in store, so they have to send it away to Geek Squad store wherever it is, and then Geek Squad store wherever it is has to look at it and then decide what the problem is. Oh, there it is. It's based on the shield gate from the Scarif or ship lines of Fendor, but instead of the ships being on the outside of the ring, the First Order put them on the inside of the ring. So there you go. But yeah, so now the computer, once it's at Best Buy Real Geek Squad people, they then have to figure out what the problem is, and then they have to send for the parts to MSI. Then MSI has to send them the parts. Then they have to fix the computer. Then they need to send it back to Best Buy, and then Best Buy has to give it back to me. So I've been given an estimate of anywhere between a couple of days to a month before it comes back. Just because, I mean, they still have it at Best Buy. They need to send it to the other place. It takes 2 or 3 days to get there. 2 or 3 days to take a look at it. We're at a week. They then send away for the parts that take a couple days to get shipped there, and then it takes them a couple days to put them in. We're at 2 weeks. Then they need to send it back to this Best Buy and get it to me. And then this Best Buy needs to put in the RAM and the drive that was originally supposed to be done. We're at 3 weeks before I get it back. So I'm using this little baby right here, this little baby computer right here. That's what I was talking about before, where I couldn't pull up the Andy's favorite song, "What's Inside Your Butthole." And Pete had to pull it up because my computer couldn't do it because I couldn't run both programs. But Pete did it, and I could run it off of his. So, what's inside your butthole? Maybe it's an astronaut. Maybe it's an alien. It's Star Wars adjacent, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry now. Why in the world you want to why you want to sing a song about your butt? I mean, what the heck, man? Jeez, that is the most funniest thing I ever did
That was a great song.
Here in my life. Come on now. Right. I mean, that's the something there. But let me tell you this here, Michael. That I know I got to get off pretty soon. I mean, I got I got to be at work at 5 o'clock in the morning until 10 a.m. I got a short day tomorrow, but I'm just going to say this here. I do a couple. I got some older games, Star Wars games on my PS2 that I wanted to show you guys and everything, and but I'm just going to tell you this here that some of them that it's pretty good though. You might like to. One of them it's a little more high def in it, but it's called the Lego Star Wars 3, and it's a Clone Wars part. It's way more in depth of what it is. I mean, you start off with on episode 2, Attack of the Clones, and then you just go all over on the Clone Wars episodes throughout the all that. But I'm not gonna lie to you, it is pretty cool, man. I mean, if you ever try to play it or anything on Xbox 360 or anything like that, go try it. It's pretty cool, and it's a whole lot different, and it's kind of a little bit hard, weird, and freaky at the same time. It's I beat it one time, and then after that, that was pretty much it. All you have to do now is trying to go do bonuses and get mini kits and stuff. But I'll try to explain more next time that if you want, and
Yeah, I won't be doing any gaming for
me to explain more. If that's if you want me to.
Well, I won't be doing any gaming until I get my computer back. So, a couple days could be a lot more than a couple days. But until then, I got puppy stickers. Yay, puppy stickers! I don't know. I just really like these. They turn out better than I thought. I thought they were going to be bigger, but Well, it is what it is. I mean, just because like the size of this one. I mean, I guess they are the same size. They're just not as wide. And yeah, I mean, they are the same size, I guess, just little bit different. So, and then Dale says alien DNA walking around every day and no one ever notices. It's not the future.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
I mean, it's true.
just seen
If
that,
you
and
want to
that's
take
just
it
kind of
on,
a bit awkward to
you
me.
get. Well, I mean, you get. I mean, from just a basic scientific, we're made out of dust of stars and planets from the universe. So, I mean, we're made
Actually,
up
we're
from a
from.
star. Planet,
Actually, no, we come from the.
and where does that dust come from? The Earth, asteroids,
Yeah.
meteorites, other planets, stars that imploded. Um, 5 billion years ago, 4 billion years ago, a couple thousand years ago that fell to the Earth now because of gravity floating through space. We're there was stuff around before the Earth was formed, and it formed from whatever. So the way that it happened. So
Mhm.
or it could be that there really are aliens here and we don't know about it. And the lizard people that live in the caves and steal the children at night, and become our presidents and run pedophile rings. I mean, you can go from basic science to conspiracy theory and be way out there. And sometimes you got to remember though, sometimes your conspiracy theories aren't that far off. Um,
Mm.
I just watched the other day
Well,
National Treasure and National Treasure 2. Danielle had never seen them. And, they're all about conspiracy theories and legends and things like that. But, they might be. Dale says that the aliens live in the deep sea. They might. We don't know. After you go under that methane layer, you have in the Great Trench or whatever it is. Oh my God, you're gonna be on camera.
uh-huh. Yeah. Listen. I gotta get. I gotta.
Speakers. She was like,
Michael, I gotta
you take. All
I
right,
gotta
man.
hit the sack, man. I gotta go. But I'm just gonna say that it's great talking to you, and so let you know that I'm not in the Dark Order anymore. I left there. It's just no good to me, and I'm now in a new group called the Knights of the Great Order, and that is something I'm in right now. So yeah. So take care, man. I gotta get going.
Love you. Good night. All right, dude. Oh, and there's fireworks going off again. The fireworks are 4 houses away in the street. Huh? It doesn't matter. She'll be okay with that. Dad will keep her calm. Oh, it's the sticker. Oh, it's not the sticker. It's okay. She does not like the fireworks at all. She wants to go attack them. And shh, it's okay. Um, so yeah, I mean, like we really don't know. Maybe there are aliens living in the deep sea because after you get under that, who knows what's underneath. Um, we've never been all the way down to the bottom. I mean, we've been down to the bottom, but we've never been all the way down to the bottom. And some of the trenches, we've never been down there all the way because we can't make it down there. I mean, not even by humans, but by using, we haven't built anything that can take the pressure of it. So we just assume there's nothing living down there. We could have whole worlds living down there that we don't even know about, and they're throwing their straws in the water and they're floating up here. You ever think about that, Mister straw, people. And then you use your metal straw and you're walking down the stairs, sucking on your cup, and you put your metal straw through the back of your head. She is not happy at all. Why don't you try and go back to bed, baby? 'Cause, Dad, I don't like these fireworks. They're illegal, and I don't like illegal stuff. But all right, folks. I guess that's gonna be probably it for tonight. I don't know how these people do it. These YouTubers that just go on there and just yell and scream for an hour or two. I'm tired. I wasn't even going crazy at these idiots. I was just chatting and talking, getting a little bit worked up, getting the blood pressure going a little bit, make sure the pipes still work. And I'm tired from that, man. That's exhausting, not liking things. Everybody, I got stickers. I got stickers of me. And you can have them for 50,000 credits. Or DM my dad your address. But yeah, I mean, I know it's just like, I don't know, man. I really don't know. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today, I guess. We got Yak Face on here, Monday, doing the box tank thing, talking about some figures and Black Series figures and everything else. So maybe we can get some people in here. Well, that was at a different time. Now we're in either the Mandalorian age or the sequel trilogies, and we know credits ain't worth shit no more, dude. So 50,000 might actually be a good deal. But all right, Vader's girl, thank you very much. I'm a little crazy today. Just, I don't know, just people, people upset me. And I wasn't even, see, I think I went like really crazy, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I did. I don't know. A couple other times I thought I went really crazy, and I watched it and I was like, oh no, I wasn't really that bad. I was just kind of talking. But, I don't know. I guess it depends who you're comparing it to. But all right, everybody, thank you for stopping by. I had a good time because, I like talking Star Wars. I like having friends to talk Star Wars with. With that, that's a good day. May the Force be with you. This still takes so long. This is so slow. Like my other one, it would already turn off by now. And now we're turning it off, and we're still turning it off.